Hello my lovelies, welcome back, and I'm welcoming myself back because I've taken a bit of a break because I was really ill for like 3 weeks. It was horrible, but I still managed to film some videos for you. But now I'm fully back, I'm feeling better, and I've got a spring perfume designer list for you. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Monica and this channel is all about perfume and luxury, so if you enjoy these topics, feel free to subscribe to get notified when I post next. Let's start with a nice hidden gem fragrance that I think it's so underrated and it's beautiful. Excuse my little plaster, I cut myself while cooking. This is Velvet Pomegranate from Banana Republic. They've got such great fragrances. They've got a huge selection. They are always releasing more fragrances, and this one, it's such a nice designer fragrance. That's what you can expect. Juicy, fresh. It's a bit of tuberose, a bit of jasmine, a bit of this almost like a strawberry fruitiness to it as well. It's sweet, it's nice, but it's also fresh. It's so good. It's like a much sweeter version of Prada Paradox with a bit more tuberose in there, but it's such a good fragrance. It's so strong, and it's one of those that is really positive for the springtime. You've got a bit of florals, you've got a bit of intensity to it. It's like this fragrance that you can wear every single day to any occasion. You don't have to worry about it not being appropriate for some events. It's one of those that is great. You can get this at discounters at great prices. Like here in the UK, you can get 100ml, I think this is 100ml, 75ml for about £23. So a price is no brainer. Such a great fragrance. So I'll link it down below for you to shop. Next up is a fragrance that is a bit of a spanner in the works, I would say. I always like to cover all bases and give everybody something that they would be interested for spring. This fragrance is technically a men's fragrance. It's Terre D'Hermes from Hermes. This is the Eau de Toilette, but this fragrance is the one, if you go into Hermes, they really say that this is a unisex scent, and I totally agree. I love it on my husband, I love it on me, and this also is a fragrance that Sofia Vergara, the lady who plays in Modern Family, she's an actress, she also wears this scent.
I know it's hard to tell by looking at me, but I am not a natural homemaker.
So if you love more of this earthy, fresh, woody scent, you don't like your typical florals or very sweet fragrances, you want something more unisex on a designer budget, I encourage you to check out actually men's fragrances. They've got such a wide array of, I'd say men get more scent profiles in their designer scents. That's why I always say, if you like woody scents, if you are not really getting what you need from women's designer fragrances, go to men's, and this is a great one. It's perfect also for the summertime because it gives you that freshness, but it's not a typical blue aquatic freshness. This is more of a citrusy, earthy, think you're on holiday and there is this just pebbles warmed by the sun, but there's a sea breeze coming in, and then you've got some pepper, some vetiver. Oh, it's just so good. So check it out. Next fragrance I also want to mention for the springtime, it is one of the Chanel's, Chanel No. 5 L'Eau. This fragrance to me is perfect for spring, and also I think it's one of the best, freshest No. 5 variations. They've got so many. They've got also the Coco Noir and the Coco Mademoiselle line, but they're all quite intense, vanillic. They've got that patchouli. They're not really spring summer fragrances for me. Well, I would still wear them maybe in the evening, but if I'm really in a hot climate, I would not wear them there. But the L'Eau version, it's so beautiful. It's super sparkling, fresh. When you first apply it, you just hit with the sparkling aldehydes. It's beautiful. You're literally feeling like you're smelling like a tonic cocktail. It's beautiful. And then you've got a bit of florals, a bit of ylang ylang in there. It's just a nice, watery, fresh, classy, clean fragrance. So nice. And if you're maybe not a fan of Chanel No. 5, the original, like try this one out, because they changed quite a bit of it, but it's still got that classy feel, but it's much more modern and fun and light. Next up, another clean scent, because I think in the springtime, at least for me, I don't know how you feel about this, but I like my fragrances clean, crisp, crisp with a bit of substance. So there's like hotter weather, I want to feel like this fragrance is fresh on me, but it needs to stay around for a bit for this colder breeze also coming in the springtime. And this is a great one. It's Mystic Geranium from Tory Burch, and it's a very clean smelling fragrance. It smells like a clean, soapy English house. That's what it smells like, a English house with like a very nice garden, like one of those old houses that is just filled with flowers, and it's almost like a secret garden outside. It's got like geranium. I also smell definitely rose in there, and it smells very crisp, clean, collected, professional even. So if you want like work fragrance, or you just like that more put together a scent profile, this is a stunning fragrance. Highly recommend. Next up, we've got, I love this scent. It's so much, like I had to put it down because I wore it so much. You don't need much of it. It's so nice and present and long lasting. It's Burberry Her Eau de Toilette. Man, this fragrance is so easy to wear. I did a comparison of all the Burberry Hers, and this one, I said in that video, it's the most versatile, like blind buy worthy one. It's so fun, and for every day, for springtime, this has got this Burberry Her smell, like that sweetness, that intensity, that juicy fruitiness, berryness, but it's got a lot more freshness, a tiny bit more green notes in there, and it's just, it's fun. It's like Burberry Her, but made much more sparkling, and kind of smells like a good shower, I would say. So yeah, perfect for spring, for those of you that like a bit of that gourmandness still in your spring fragrances. Now, talking about gourmands, I like to also keep at least one gourmand fragrance for the springtime, because we do get here in the UK really cold days actually still, or even if it's like if the sun is not shining, sometimes it can get pretty cold still with the wind and everything. And I've recently been obsessed with wearing this one. I've worn it most of the days this week actually. It's called Vanilla. I don't know if I can say the word, if they'll demonetize me for saying it, but it's the Tom Ford Vanilla fragrance. And I must say, when I first smelled this and they re-released Vanille Fatale and this together, I preferred the Vanille Fatale, but when actually I have worn them, I do prefer wearing the vanilla, just because it does something on the skin. It turns into like this custard, creamy vanilla smell, and it just, whenever I wear it, I get whiffs of my own fragrance, and I'm like, whew, I smell good. It's one of those that just really cocoons you, and it's so delicious and creamy. I can also smell a bit of iris in here, which makes this fragrance even better for me. Let me know if you can smell iris in here. I'm obsessed with iris. I probably can smell iris anywhere, like just give me iris. But love this one. And although I still prefer like the scent up close of Vanille Fatale, for some reason I can't smell that one on me, and I can still smell this one, and I love how it wears. So if you like your custard creamy vanillas, this is not overtly sweet, but it is quite sweet, I would say. So yeah, perfect for spring colder days. Next up, we've got a Valentino Born in Roma Eau de Parfum fragrance. I've talked about this one for a while now. I really enjoyed this. This is a sweet fragrance that is light and airy, and projection is crazy on this one, but it's not like if you took like a really gourmand fragrance and it projected, it sometimes can make your head hurt a little bit. This one doesn't do that because it's so light and fresh and fruity. It's a typical designer, just fruity, fresh, girly scent, but it's got something special. Every time I wear it, my husband gives me compliments for it, so it's a really attention like getting fragrance, super crowd pleasing, just a great performance, great scent profile. So I would highly encourage you to check out the Valentino Born in Roma Eau de Parfum. Next up is a JEWELLERY fragrance. I've put it on the list knowing it wasn't fully designer, but it has got that designer Chanel price point, so it's an alternative for you. It's Jo Loves Pomelo. This scent is super refreshing. Man, it is pomelo, but it's like this bitter greenness that really makes this fragrance super refreshing, but also substantial. Like it makes it last a bit longer than a scent like this would normally on the skin. It's not the longest lasting scent by no means. Like, don't think that this is going to be like a super power long lasting scent, but it's very natural smelling. So I find that sometimes I get tired, my nose gets tired of those chemical artificial notes, because you know all fragrances are pretty much like a mix of some natural, some artificial, and the ratio differs depending on the brand, depending on the scent, etc. This smells very natural and it gives my nose a rest. It literally smells like pomelo, blood orange, like this sort of scent with greenery in there. Super natural, super refreshing, just smells good and it's easygoing. And another scent that is just mind-blowingly good, I would say, it's Ellie Saab Le Parfum Lumiere. Again, a scent that I adore. I adore this scent because it's so light and regal, I would say. It's very feminine, but in this like old worldly way. It's got such majesticness to it. I don't know if majesticness is even a word, but I love the white florals in here. Oh, so elegant, so fresh. They're slightly creamy, but they're mostly fresh and gentle, and they settle on the skin beautifully. And let me tell you, it's quite hard to find white floral designer scents that when they dry down, they still smell very beautiful, because yeah, designers sometimes use really cheap oils and I can tell, like, it really bothers me if a fragrance has like just a bad dry down of white florals. This one doesn't. It's such a beautiful fragrance. It's totally underrated. I don't hear people talking about it very often, and I love the whole line, honestly. But yeah, in particular, the Lumiere and the Le Parfum are gorgeous fragrances, especially if you like that feminine, gentle, beautiful, light, fresh white floral. Man, and lasts a decent amount of time as well. And another fragrance I absolutely love is Prada Infusion D'Iris, and this fragrance, the Infusion of Iris, is such a classic fragrance. It's one that when I used to like only look at designer fragrances, I remember smelling it and I was like absolutely blown away by it. Simple iris, clean, musky, some orange flower in there, some neroli. But man, it's so good. It's such a clean, light, fluffy iris scent. It's perfect for office, perfect for school, perfect for somebody who wants a designer fragrance that doesn't smell like a typical designer fragrance. What I mean by that is like all your Joy, My Way, like all of those, they kind of have a similar, or Olivia Bell, like they all have a similar scent profile. This is something completely different. Woody iris, beautiful, fresh, clean. It almost could be like a Labo scent, you know, a light one. So if you are looking for something like this, go and check it out. You'll fall in love with this fragrance, and I'll be very happy that you did. So let me know what is your favorite spring designer scent to wear this time of year in the comments down below. I'll of course link every single fragrance for you and the best deals I can find for them, because sometimes I do recommend going for discounters, because I know that some designer scents, they are always on sale, so it's not worth getting it full price, but sometimes I know, like for example Chanel scent, just get it from authorized dealer or Chanel directly, because you can get free samples of other scents and you know it's legit. You know, with Chanel you want to be absolutely sure because they're super picky about where they sell their fragrances. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.